did you see from him when he first got here?
His ability to sacrifice and work hard. Normally, you think 5-star. It's if I'm not playing defense day one, like I'm looking for another school. But I mean, Xavier was a guy that came in, was just focused on the work. He was a special teams guy his whole first year, and then you saw that in the season he finally got his opportunity and he ran with it from there. So he's a joy to be around. He's a funny guy in the locker room, and I'm excited to see him keep playing and keep growing.
Was there a moment where you saw like, hey, this guy? Any moment of his humility that you saw, or is just any maturity?
He might hate me for putting this out there, but I think everybody saw the 2022 Iowa State game. He had the clear scoop and score, and everybody makes mistakes out there. And sometimes in special team meetings, just because we're going over formations and looks, that clip will come up again. And he's not a guy that hides his face or turns from it. I mean, obviously it's funny, everybody gets a laugh out of it, but he faces it, and I know if that happens again, he won't make that mistake again. So.
Okay. And then just what's he like? Kind of like I need to talk to. What's he like as a person?
He's cool. Like I said, he's a pleasure to be around. He's a gamer. I mean, you'll find him, Nick, and Quinn talking about Clash Royale sometimes more than they talk about actual football. So he's a pleasure to have in the locker room for sure.
Okay.
Deontae, could this Coach Farron's suspension be like a galvanizing thing for you guys as a team?
I think it can if we let it be, but he addressed it. We all know Coach Ferentz works extremely hard at his job, and that's why he's one of the best at what he does. And I think the main thing for us is just not let it turn into something it doesn't have to. I mean, obviously it's happened, it's over with, so now we're just moving forward, looking on to Illinois State and what we can do to get the win without him there.
You hear the stories about Phil Parker and that coaching staff. They instill respect into whatever opponent you guys have on the schedule. How do they go about doing that every week, no matter who the opponent is?
I just think it's the mindset. It starts, out in January when we get back from our winter break. I mean, you can't ever overlook anybody. I mean, just go back 2 years, we were in a dogfight with South Dakota State out there in Kinnick, and fortunately we were able to pull out the win, but it just goes to show you that anybody can beat you on any given day. So whether it's their game plan or just how the way they talk to us and motivate us throughout the week, I think they just do a great job of making sure guys are never comfortable, always trying to think of the hardest position before it happens out there on the field, and I think that's what attributes to a lot of that.
And you guys build up to this moment, the first game of the season. You guys train in the off season, get all that work and preparing for these next 3 months. How exciting is it to think about swarming on Saturday?
Oh, it's definitely exciting. I mean, it's like you said, you go through spring ball where it's just 15 practices and you're not really prepping for a game. Then you go through the winter training program, the summer training program, and now it's like we're a couple days away from the real thing. Obviously, there's some jitters, there's some nerves just because it's a new opponent, a new season, new journey that you're trying to write, but I know guys are excited. We're doing everything we can right now to make sure this Saturday is the best performance we could put out there.
Thanks, Deontae.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the Big Ten expansion? 4 new teams getting added to the conference. Just what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's exciting. I mean, it speaks to the times that we're in college football now with NIL, transfer portal, stuff like that. Obviously, it's sad for, fans of other conferences that are losing their favorite teams and stuff like that. But, it brings about new competition, new rivalries are going to start popping out. And, I'm excited to, see how it all plays out because, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say it's not done. Teams are going to keep moving for as long as I can think. But it's fun. It's exciting.
And then you guys, travel-wise, you guys are going coast to coast this season. Just your thoughts on that, being a student athlete with everything going on, doing a lot of travel this year because of the expansion? Yeah,
it's going to be different, but I think here at Iowa, not just with football, but off the field, like they do a great job of making sure we got resources that we need to stay on top of stuff like that. Like you said, the coast to coast would be a little difficult, but hey, it's what you sign up for when you play high-level football like this. And I mean, in the NFL, you got teams that might play 3 games in like 8 or 9 days, so. It's getting us ready, and it'll be fun. I mean, Rose Bowl is a dope stadium. Midwestern kid, that's a dream to play out there. So I'll sacrifice the long fight for that.
Is there sort of a rally for Coach Ferentz in week 1?
I mean, you could say that, but I think at the end of the day, we're focusing on trying to go out there and get a win. I mean, if you overthink it too much, it could turn into a distraction. And I mean, I know that nobody in the building wants to go out there and start off the season with a loss. So we're just focused on the game plan, focused on getting ready. And I know Coach Ferentz is doing a great job with the offensive guys, making sure they're ready to go and make sure everybody has the right mindset collectively going into it. So we'll be ready to go.
Does it feel any different, even knowing he won't be there on Saturday?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be a little different weight to it come Saturday when you actually don't see him out there on the sideline. But I know he's pouring everything into this week that he's allowed to, and I know he'll be proud of us out there on Saturday.
Can you talk about how veteran this team is and how you got like the average age and how it affects the locker room?
I think it's good. I mean, it's good if we use it the right way. I'll say that. It helps with not just on the field stuff, but helping the younger kids, navigate with school starting, navigate class buildings and tutors and schedules and stuff. And then on the field, I mean, knowing game plans, being able to build off schemes that we've had in the past, and it's definitely a benefit. Building relationships with people, it helps create a bigger purpose when you're out there playing because those guys have been with you 4 or 5 years.
What is the average age?
Jeez. I'm not really a math guy, but I'm 22, so I know we got like 5th or 6th years on defense, so whatever 22 times 7, maybe like I know it's 140, and maybe add like 21 on top of that, so divide by 11. Jeez, I don't know. Well, like 21 something? I don't know. But yeah, that might be terrible. So if this is out anywhere, don't roast me. But yeah, it helps. We're old. I'll say that.